Hello, I'm unsuccessful Moulin Rouge auditionee Trevor Ashley, and welcome to Drag Hag. This week, we'll be recapping RuPaul's Drag Race Down Under Episode 6 with my celebrity guest Jack Vidgen, plus an interview with the eliminated Queen.
Drag hag, you're a drag hag, a bona fide first class, a drag hag, you're a drag hag, you're a drag hag, a bona fide mother-tucking first class, drag hag.
I am absolutely thrilled to have on the show today queer icon with his new single coming out, Love Me Lonely, the fabulous Jack Vidgen is here.
Hello, you?
Darling.
So good to see you.
It's lovely seeing you.
I know.
Thank you for being here
Of
on
course.
Drag Hag.
Absolutely.
Now, tell me, do you remember the first time you saw a drag queen?
It was you.
Was it
No,
me?
I'm just having, oh my gosh, it was you. It was that, because I did talent development project.
Yeah.
And I think it would have been you in person. You were performing, I think it was
At a concert,
at the
yeah.
entertainment centre at the time. Yeah.
Oh my God.
Oh my God, I love
there you
that.
go. I didn't even think that'd be the answer.
Yeah.
So there you go,
I was there with
darling.
my mum and she was like, oh, she's nice.
Oh, that's hilarious.
I
know. You've always been you've been around the scene a lot.
Yeah.
You love going out. Do you have favourite queens around town who you'd love to see do Drag Race?
Who I would love to, Hanaconda.
You want Hannah?
Yeah. Would you do it?
I don't think I would, no, darling. No, I
Why?
don't think it's for me. I feel like I'm a better commentator
Okay.
than a contestant.
Fair enough.
I'm not Courtney Act, you know.
Okay.
That's the thing. I don't do reality television.
Yeah.
I mean, and you just did I'm a Celebrity, Get Me Out of
Yeah.
Here. How was that as a reality television experience?
It was great. I mean, it was very different to anything else I've done. Obviously, I did Australia's Got Talent 10 years ago.
Yes.
I feel like it's like show to show to show to show. Did The Voice, did like Eurovision Show Decides, did America's Got Talent Champions in the US.
Yeah.
And then I'm a Celebrity, which is very different to like a talent show.
Absolutely.
It was fucking hard. Can I swear?
Yeah,
Okay, good.
swear your
It was
head off.
fucking hard. But it was really fun. It was really fun.
Yeah?
Yeah.
'Cause
Because
you
just
were-
starving the whole time and doing bizarre trials, and it's just all a bit bizarre.
That is, yeah. I mean, I think that's the one thing, because I've watched most seasons because I've usually had a mate on the show.
Yeah.
And it's those Tucker challenges and the people,
Yeah.
doing weird, like it's eating weird shit and jumping off things. I just can't
you
deal with that.
came to me beforehand and you were like, I know you're doing it.
Yeah.
Because you knew that you're friends with Rhonda.
I'm friends with Rhonda.
Yeah. And we had we were here. We were downstairs here. When
Oh, there you go. At the Oxford.
At the Oxford.
On Oxford Street. Isn't that amazing? So, darling, recently on your Instagram, you posted some pictures and video of you in drag. Was
Yeah.
that your first time?
Yeah, my first time. So Hannah Conda beat my face, and it was with it was for a drag podcast maybe 6 months ago. And yeah, I'd always wanted to do drag, and amazing I got to do it with a queen like Hannah Conda doing my face the first time.
Yeah, amazing.
Yeah, and then since then, my housemate Brandon, who's like a content creator online,
Yeah,
he
he's
did my
an
makeup.
amazing makeup artist.
Incredible. He did my face again, and then Kyle and Jackie O saw it, and they asked me to come in drag and play like a game, and yeah,
Oh, fab. And now, do you have a drag name?
Jacqueline Vidgen.
Jacqueline Vidgen.
Yeah.
Fabulous. I think that works really, really well.
Right?
Oh, my God. Now, you obviously watch RuPaul's Drag Race.
Yeah.
Who's your favourite RuPaul girl?
What, in Down Under right
No,
now?
both. Who's your favourite, from previous seasons?
Previous seasons. I'm going to go with Down Under and go like Coco and Maxie were my favourites, like,
Yes.
because obviously like I know them and like I just was like rooting and yeah.
I think that's the thing. It was exciting for those of us who are Australian
For
to
sure.
see our people that we normally see on the strip on the show.
Yeah.
And I think that's what's been really
It's so
exciting for all
exciting,
of
and
us.
I think we've all been so excited for them because it's a huge deal.
It is a huge
It's a huge deal.
You watch all their Instagram followers go up.
I know, I love it. It's great. Why do you think I keep fucking doing shows?
All right. Well, look, Jack, it is so great to have you here as our celebrity drag hag. Let's get into recapping RuPaul's Drag Race Down Under, episode 6.
Heaven.
All right, so we open episode 6 with seeing Etcetera's mirror message.
Yeah.
She's scribbled in the lipstick, as they all do. What did you think of her message on the mirror?
Well, it was to do with being a bug and about the piss thing they did.
That she'd done last week. Yeah. She was, I think it was quite, as mirror messages go, not the most memorable, but it was there. And she wasn't as shady as, say, Art was when she left.
Yeah, I loved Etc.
But look, she had really good feedback, I thought, from the other girls in the competition.
For sure.
She had said, one of them said, not only is she the future of drag, but I think Maxie said she's the future of drag, and somebody else said she's also the future of the human race.
Well, I think she brought a lot of, I wasn't there obviously, but I think she brought a lot of the important conversations to light.
Yes.
Or at least was part of them, which I think is always really important, especially kind of when you have a well-educated opinion and personal experience in whatever area that is.
Yes, and I think too that gender diversity that she brought to the show
Totally.
Was
I
really
love that we're
fab.
seeing more of that in Drag Race.
Absolutely, because it has been sort of a one-note thing for a long time in terms of that. So it's been great seeing trans people like Gottmik go on.
Totally.
It's been great seeing someone non-binary like Etc. Actually, as part of the competition. And I think that's always exciting to see the different viewpoints.
Yeah, for sure.
So then again, they're pitting the girls. This is what happens. They started
It's all
pitting
very dramatic,
New
isn't it?
Zealand against Australia again. It was very, a Keita and Electra sitting in a corner like two little bitchy schoolgirls.
I love it. I love watching that shit. I'm the viewer that they rope in.
Yes, exactly.
With all the drama.
But they really are trying to make that a thing. I'm going to be really curious to see, because obviously we're down to our top 5, which means that we'll have one.
Are we top 5?
We're at top 5 now.
Oh my gosh.
After today's episode, it's 5, and we lose one obviously next week. So we're going to either have a double elim with a top 3 next week, or we're going to have 4, because there's only 2 episodes left.
Oh, what?
Yeah, I know. Isn't that crazy?
Oh no.
I know. We've only got 2 more weeks.
Yeah.
This is what we were just saying today. We're 6 weeks into filming this podcast, and you're like, wow, it's crazy how fast that's gone.
Yeah, for sure.
But so we're going to end up, do you think that we'll end up with 2 Aussies or 3 Aussies and 1 New Zealand? Do you think they're going to make it a 2 and 2?
I mean, TV, they usually try and spread it out over the board, but I don't know. I feel like the show, it does seem quite produced, but it still seems like it's all very authentic still. So I guess anyone could.
Well, I think it has
Do you
to
think
be
Ru,
organic.
like obviously Ru is the head honcho.
Yeah.
And she'll decide in the end. And who do you think is Ru's favourites?
See, I thought Maxie was one of Ru's favourites.
Yeah.
And I thought that she'd really be in there to the end. So this final, having her eliminated this week actually made me go, oh, wow, this is odd, because I felt like she was one of the favourites. Whereas I feel like Keita's sort of been there but hasn't really... probably until this week, hasn't really done a lot.
Right.
I feel like, and she's just been sort of safe and safe and safe and safe.
Yeah.
And it's just, interesting.
I'm excited but I feel like in the whole production of the show that anticipates something, and I feel like Keita's going to pull something out of the bag.
Yeah.
Don't know what it's going to be.
Who knows? Who knows? Well, we end up coming back, and of course we have on the screen Auntie Donna. Do you know Auntie Donna?
No.
No.
Not at all. I was like, whose auntie is this?
No, so they are a comedy troupe from Melbourne. They sort of do sketch comedy. Okay. I've seen them down there at Melbourne Comedy Festival, and I feel like their show is on Netflix.
Right.
And they're really funny. They're great. 3 straight boys, though. Yeah. So they've obviously Scarlett seen them.
Okay, so that was it was like a funny moment when they came on the TV.
Yeah, because there seemed to be there was several of them were mystified, I would say, at who they were. I think they were you. I think a lot of the girls stood there and went,
Yeah, I was like,
We'll
"Woo!"
react like we know who this is, but we don't.
Yeah.
But Scarlett did, and she was like,
she had a big reaction.
she was shrieking for
Yeah.
it. So, of course, then we sit down, we're sitting at the workbench, we're talking about what challenge they think is going to come in. And Maxie actually predicts that it's going to be she said, you know what would be really good? They all started discussing because they're obviously all starving for men.
Oh, for sure.
So
Like we all are.
They really hoped.
Especially in this town.
They really hoped that they were going to end up with a big pit crew challenge.
For sure,
And
which is what they got.
And Maxie predicted it, and on it came. There was the full pit crew. Now, I mean, I kind of feel like we could spend the next 40 minutes reviewing
Talking about the pit crew.
just every single member of the pit crew.
And their penis.
And which was obscured horribly. This was one of my problems with this challenge. So they were all there. They were gorgeous.
Yeah.
I have to say there was something for everyone.
Stunning.
Yep.
Absolutely.
I was thrilled with their choice. There's certainly the one that Ru pulled out early that was blonde and gore, who was like number 3, I think.
I know exactly the one you're talking about. What animal was he? He was a kangaroo.
He was a kangaroo. He was, lovely. So this is my only issue. So once again, and we keep having to say this feels like they had to make it Australiana. And I was like, do we need to really stick marsupials down their underwear?
We do. Can I stick a marsupial down their underwear?
If
Why
you
didn't
were
they call
doing
me to do it?
Yes. Well, but it was quite nuts. So once again, I thought, it's just going to be a normal challenge. And then, of course, she gave clues.
Which I would have never gotten any of those clues. Like, I wouldn't have guessed any of them.
Yeah. Well, Maxie,
Maybe I'm just a dumb bitch, but...
Maxie got 17 of them right. So she got
17?
it all right. Yeah. The others got like 8 and 9 and she got 17. So
Crazy.
that's why. But they were all struggling with picking from the clues Ru was giving.
Yeah.
They were struggling with picking, and we had, various stuffed animals down various pants.
I love it.
I was disappointed, though, that we couldn't, I felt they should have removed the stuffed animals so as we could have, see what
absolutely.
was going on.
That would have been nice.
I know, because they were all so excited because they thought, oh my God, it's the most hung bunch of... And then they found out they had stuffed animals down their pants. It was a disappointing
And the animals were
moment.
hiding everything.
I know, they were.
Fucking
but,
animals.
But it was great to have a bit of that on the show.
Of course.
So Maxie got to win, and she got to then choose the boys from the New Zealand gay rugby team. She got to choose which of them, because Ru, of course, announces that it is family resemblance challenge. Do you love that challenge?
I do. Yeah, I really like that. I honestly, Maxie was so kind in the way that she put people together, I thought.
Yes.
And I don't know if we're skipping it too far ahead here, but I loved Maxie's one.
Yeah, I know. I did too. We'll come back to it. We will come back to it. But I thought I thought finally we're getting a challenge that doesn't have anything to do with Australian culture or, you know, sort of Sheila's in bush or, I felt like, okay, finally we're getting a challenge that is just a normal drag race challenge. And it was great to see several Maori boys in the team.
Totally.
There were several really hot Maori boys in the team.
Amen.
There was a couple as well as, who were together for 12 years. There was a chubby boy who Maxie, of course, decided to choose because she was going to be a doppelganger with him. So it was a really fun, and as you say, Maxie was very kind.
Yeah, she was, I thought it was very, very kind.
Yeah, because the girls were saying, she could have been shady, but in the end, she actually was so nice, which goes down,
It just shows her character.
It is, and Maxie's character is just so fabulous. She's so kind and so lovely, and that's why we've all loved her. She does, and it's you know, look, then we went through a bit of a section where, oh, God, they could have cut some of this down or at least edited. I felt like...
What, when they were in the...
No, because then they started asking each other, so have you ever done drag before? So we heard that from
every single person.
No, never done drag before. No, I've never done drag before.
Haven't walked in heels before.
Have you worked in heels? No, haven't worked in... Oh, for fuck's sake. Yeah. We get it. They can't do it. They're football players. They really make it hard. At least they could have gotten just some swishy queens off the street and said, have you walked in heels? Yes, absolutely, I have.
Should have got you.
Oh, yeah,
there never walked in a pair of heels
Never
in my
done
life.
it. And I could have walked in and been Maxie's and she would have won.
Yeah.
It would have been a different show.
Shit.
Oh, God. So then we go into the old popping everybody in a corset, popping everybody into heels.
Yeah.
So the girls...
I like watching that part. The talking about it, not so much.
Yeah.
But like the watching it, it's always funny and fun.
It is fun, and it is fun to see the sort of football players not be able to walk at all in a heel. It always astounds me because I don't know. I mean, I'm sure you're the same as me. I've always been able to walk in heels. I don't know why, but I have.
Because we tried our mums on when we were young.
Yeah, but a couple of the boys admitted to doing that,
and they were still shit.
Everyone was terrible. But, you know, off they went and we had all of that part of the challenge. And, I mean, obviously our workroom is so small. So I feel like they were all on top of one another. Like I feel like in the US one, at least they've got
it feels
sort of
a bit more
room.
spread out. That's the thing I wonder, is they're all having like such intense conversations about each other in such close proximity.
I know. Well,
no wonder they all fucking hate each other, because they can hear each other talking shit.
I know, because they really are. It's like,
I know.
They're just like literally, have you seen what she's doing? And she's like,
I can fucking hear you.
Centimetres away. I'm here, Dal. I know what's going on. So there they are. They're trying to get it all together. Of course, Scarlett, a lot gets made of Scarlett making her daughter an outfit from scratch.
Right.
Was it worth it in the end? Not sure. But she sewed. She was one of the few who sewed, and Art was going on about it, and one of the girls says, yeah, well, that's because she was just taking some stuff in. That was all she was having to do. She didn't have to do much at all.
Did Art not? Because I feel like earlier on Art was saying that she was making something from scratch.
No, she made nothing from scratch, Dale. I've seen that outfitter on a broken heel festival for the past 5 years. Right. I mean, seriously, I have. That's one of her. She's just popped things in from the Priscilla show. I was one. Anyway, we'll get on to that. I have things to say on that.
You've got things to say.
So then we go into Maxie and her partner, whether he was going to shave his beard or not.
Right.
And, you know...
Hats off to him.
Hats off to him for doing it.
Yeah.
Maxie didn't want to make him do it if he didn't feel
Which, again, she's just so sweet.
I know.
Like, how the fuck are you meant to work around a beard like that unless you're going to be a bearded queen?
She could have trimmed it a bit and made it sort of a glittery... She could have done something like that.
Conchita Wurst vibes.
And maybe Maxie then would have done one for herself, some as they were. But I guess the point is it has to be family resemblance, and we're looking at Maxie Shield and her family resemblance, not sort of his. So I feel like, you know, it's a... We know that Michelle would have read that.
Yeah, for sure.
We know that.
She picks up on the smallest things.
I know. Then we get into sort of some more personal conversations, and one of the stories that came up was about Electra and saying that, you know, she finds it difficult, or did find it difficult, when she first was coming out, to not be masculine, to not, you know, to not be butch, and spoke to her partner about that, and sort of said, well, this is... You know, this is a trouble in the drag community. And I don't know if you've found this, Jack. I know I have, that it's hard when you're branded as a drag queen that no gay men want to date you because you're a drag queen. Have you found that because you're a bit more femme and you're a bit more, you know, flamboyant in your fashion?
100%. I think it's a pressure that's in the community, and it's hard not to feel it. Yeah. I've definitely felt it over time, and I've had to come to a place within myself where it's my life isn't about a man. A man, like, men come and go and whatever. It's about me and how I want to do my life and express myself. And but it's definitely a pressure in the gay community. I can only imagine what it is in the drag community.
Well, I think too it's that, idea of the no fats, no femmes.
Yeah.
That whole sort of toxic sort of internal homophobia that there is within the
which you're taught is normal until you're taught that it's not.
Yeah, and I feel that maybe there's a lot of growth, and I do feel like, because people are always talking about Drag Race and who's the trade of the season, who would they date, and I think that sort of conversation is a lot more positive.
Yeah.
Because I know that I started and had, you couldn't find a boyfriend for love nor money unless they wanted to start doing drag, and then you dated all of them. Yeah. So that's how I met Tora. Yeah. So... Tora Hyman. Yeah, there we go. My old ex-husband. So, cheers, doll. But I think this is a really good conversation. I don't think it's one that has actually come up very often on Drag Race.
Right.
And I thought it was an important one for them to include. And I really sort of loved how candid both Electra and her drag daughter were together, whose name evades me, I can't remember. But the two of them were sort of very open about, trying to feel like they should be masculine, trying to feel, and to then have accepted that they could do that. And obviously these challenges, and this challenge in particular, has always been one where you do think, this is so great to see sort of either when they've used straight men who are happy to go and do drag, or if they've used butch, football playing gay men. I enjoy that. And I think that they, certainly with this bunch of boys, they were all so kind and they were all so sweet.
The sweetest.
And wonderful to each
So
other.
lovely.
It was a really beautiful part of the episode.
Yeah, for sure.
We get into doing makeup. So I think the biggest gag here was, everybody is working on their drag daughter, every single person.
And Art.
And Art is doing herself. You sort of think, there's Art, and they're all going on about it. Art, you're going to start on her? No.
And what, for like 2 hours, she's waiting for her eyebrows to dry.
The eyebrow glue hasn't dried. The eyebrow glue hasn't dried. It's like, oh, for God's sake, really? I thought all of that was quite funny, and they're certainly still painting Art not to be, I guess, as within the group as the rest of them.
Do you know Art?
Yes.
I don't.
Right.
What's she like? Are they portraying her in the way that she
When I've worked with her, yes, I think that it's pretty accurate with how... I don't think they're necessarily giving her a villain edit. I think they're only giving her as big of a villain edit as, say, Courtney thinks she got. It's like that, maybe... but I don't think Art's seeing herself as a victim of this show.
Yeah.
Certainly the way she's been on... the only thing I think was that when people had gone her due to coming back for no reason. But I don't think they're going her personality or,
I watch her and I laugh.
Yeah,
so
she's
in a
fun.
good way.
She's fun, absolutely. Absolutely. So eventually we finish makeovers and we head to the runway.
Yes.
Ru is looking stunning in an Ugg boot inspired.
I did love that.
Well, you're wearing something similar today,
I know, you know
Jack.
what? I thought I had to.
I love it. But she had a really fabulous...
Sure, I didn't plan that.
No, it looks great. But she wore that sort of Ugg boot-inspired look, and I thought that was fantastic. And then, of course, we're going to head into the runway where we're going to play Hideous or Heaven.
Drag hack, yup, a drag hack.
All right, so we are into Hideous or Heaven. We are looking at this runway. This week, of course, drag, family resemblance.
Yeah.
So first up, we had ketamine and phetamine.
Yes. I love that.
I love the name.
I know.
So they're sort of doing this Cruella de Vil, black and white, monochromatic. I thought this was stunning.
Oh, for sure. For sure. Heaven.
I think she did a great...
Yeah, Heaven.
Heaven. It's the right way around. Heaven. I think she did a great job with that.
For sure. The family resemblance part, absolutely.
couldn't have literally, and she
Yeah.
was one of the girls that came down the runway, one of the most confident, I
Yeah.
think, in terms of being in heels, and I felt like that she'd
Yeah.
given Feta enough to
Feta.
bean, yeah. And she'd given them enough to be fabulous.
Yeah, for
And
sure.
I think they came across really, really well.
Yeah.
So heaven. Next up, we had electroshock and reaction. Now, this was this sort of alien-y, purple sequiny. What was your reaction to that, Jack? Hideous.
Didn't like it.
No.
I didn't like it on either of them.
No, I think
Maybe that's just me.
for some reason, they've really got the bee in their bonnet about keeping Electra in and making her sort of this redemption. And I thought this week was another reason why she should have gone about 4 weeks ago. I just thought, oh, God, really? You're doing an alien? Look, I like the sparkle. I like the sequin, but I'm with you. I'm on here.
Yeah, I'm going, but I'm like, is it the outfit or is it just because she's just coming across as such a bitch in all the interviews? And I'm like, maybe that's like making me not like a Runway, but I think it was just all a bit shit.
Yeah, no, I think it was all a bit shit too, and we all know it's not like her makeup's that great. So doing reactions makeup,
Doing better than I could.
Next up, we had Maxie Shield and her
did.
daughter Silhouette.
Yeah.
Or sister, she likes to say, her sister Silhouette. What did you think of this, Jack? Heaven.
I really liked it. I mean,
I did.
You did?
I liked it too.
I didn't understand it, but really? I didn't understand the kind of dance move they did when they kind of went together. Is that...
That was a football scrum. She was doing a football scrum.
That's why I didn't understand it. I understood when she crash tackled her off the
Yeah. Well,
stage.
I thought it was kind of fun because what Maxie tried to bring in was she was doing the sort of bits from Big Business,
Right.
which was Bette Midler with her twin.
Yeah,
in
yeah.
that movie, they do that, and they do the hand, and she
Yeah,
does the
yeah.
thing, which they do all of those things, which no one seemed to get the reference.
No.
And then she wanted to include some football for
that's
Scylla,
nice.
which I think is great. I
Yeah.
think there was a great concept behind it. And look, those dresses are graphic and big and sort of showed a different silhouette. I think what was silhouette, speaking of silhouette.
I was missing the tits, like Rue said.
I missed the tits as well, but
Yeah.
I don't know whether Maxie has 2 pairs of them. Who knows?
I've just got all different sizes, I'm sure.
Well, maybe. I think she just wears the one really big one. But look,
Right.
I'm still with you. I was on heaven for
Yeah,
that.
I really liked that.
The glow. I thought it was
But
good.
Maxie's just, she's to die. We love
Yeah.
her.
So next up,
Yeah.
Art Simone with her daughter Craft Simone. Art and Craft. Jack.
Love the name.
Yep.
No family resemblance,
No.
really.
I mean,
she looked gorgeous.
it
Like,
was-
stunning.
It was family resemblance in as much as that Art's ripped off 2 Priscilla costumes. Now, I do take umbrage with this. Now, mainly because I was in the damn show.
Yeah.
And I worked with Tim Chappell, who designed those costumes.
Yeah.
And I just felt that Art shouldn't be using... I think it's one thing to do an homage to something, but
Yeah.
when you're literally ripping off
Yeah.
those 2 costumes,
Right.
which, she's worn lots because they do their Priscilla show
Yeah.
and they use those costumes, which, I just have a bit of an issue with the fact that she's using Tim Chappell's designs.
Yeah.
She should have been done up as Art. And even though I love those costumes because I got to see them every night in the musical, I still go, I'm annoyed that she used
you
it.
have a connection. You have an emotional connection, and you, like, is she kind of crediting it all?
Well, I mean, everyone knows it's Priscilla, but I just felt like I wasn't happy with this. I'm going to say hideous just because I don't think that was the time to whip out your Priscilla costumes.
For sure.
I think, look, Scarlett's Felicia outfit, top of the bus look, that was an interpretation.
Yeah.
These are copies. This
Right.
is a friggin' copy,
Yeah.
an exact copy of those costumes, and I have a problem with
I'm
it.
not here for it.
No.
Fair enough. I'm going to go, I don't know what I'm going. I'm going to go between
You can go on the fence.
I'm on the fence.
Next up, Scarlett Adams and Sapphire Adams. I didn't understand why she was Scarlet and she was Sapphire, because a sapphire's a stone and Scarlet's a colour. I felt like it should have been Scarlet and Crimson Adams.
Is sapphire a colour as well?
No.
No.
No, it's a stone.
It's a stone.
Yeah. So
Then I don't understand it either then.
No, it just, to me, I'm like, Scarlet and something, you know, it just didn't
Didn't
anyway,
go.
there you go.
Fair enough.
But they were doing their sort of burlesque look. They had foxtails, they had corsets, they had little cunt corsets on.
Little what was it?
Cunt corsets.
Ah.
That's what we call those.
Really?
When you step into them and they've got your bits built into the bottom.
Cunt corset.
Cunt corset.
What's that?
Yeah. Here to learn, Dale. Here to learn. What did you think of them?
It was cute.
Yeah.
It was like it was cute.
I know, there isn't a lot to say.
I know.
Look, I think, as I was saying before, that when she'd sewn that together,
Yeah.
they were in their sort of little corset. It seemed okay, but I
Hats
didn't
off
feel...
for sewing it. I can't sew to save my fucking life.
Yeah, but I didn't think it was necessary.
But glue something together if it's gonna look better.
I just felt that it wasn't fitting around her chest. It just sort of didn't. I think that she deserved the bottom two.
Yeah.
I'm a bit on the fence with this. I don't think it was absolutely hideous, but yeah,
Not sure.
deserved to be in the bottom.
Yeah.
Next up, we had Karen from Finance, looking iconically like Karen, and Debbie from Reception.
Looking like Karen.
Looking like Karen from Finance. They would look like twins today,
for sure.
with those green, but the glasses. It was very much, that is Karen's brand.
Yeah,
so
totally.
I felt that Karen nailed a look that is iconically Karen and gave it to the sister. Could I have done with it in another colour?
Yeah.
Something slightly different. I know it is slightly different, but I felt like it was so much the same. You know, you kind of wanted the fabric that she'd used for the blouse to be the skirt fabric on her one, and vice versa, to sort of give it a bit of a change.
Yeah, switch it up a little bit.
What did you think of Karen?
I loved it.
Yeah.
I really loved it. I think, like, just for me, I mean, I'm no real drag queen, so I don't kind of know what should be happening, but I loved it because I could see the family resemblance.
Yeah, they looked like sisters. They looked like twin sisters, actually.
Yeah.
They were very, very close. But look, I did think Karen did a good job on this challenge, and I'd say heaven.
Heaven. And also because, like, I just think all the rest of the show, I think, at least for me, really influences my opinion on their runway look. And I think Karen seems like, I mean, I've never met her, but seems like an absolute darling on the show, which makes me love her more and love her runway way more.
Absolutely. So Karen's our last runway. We're now into Ru, Michelle and Reese giving critiques. How did you feel about the critiques this week? Do you think they were fair?
Yeah, I didn't know if anyone was going to win from the critiques. I kind of thought this might be a moment where Ru goes, no one's won, you're all in the bottom.
I thought it was heading towards Keita winning because they really raved about her, but then everybody else, they had little nitpicky things about everybody.
Yeah,
I really didn't know who was going to be in the bottom this week.
No.
I felt like they were very harsh on Maxie and that look that she'd done.
Yeah.
Whereas, as I said, we didn't mind it. We thought it was camp. But,
yeah, totally. I didn't see, and it's probably being that we're watching it through TV as well, I didn't see the part at the back where the black bodysuit was showing through.
I mean, things happen. I mean, we've all had that happen.
Oh, I've had a few things happen.
But I think the thing is I think that the critiques were generally pretty fair over the whole lot. I liked hearing from the drag daughters, from the New Zealand rugby team.
Yeah, and I love that they were watching as well.
And I loved them watching the girls and when they were getting critiqued and winning and all of that. I thought that they showed them in such a great light. I thought that they were asking them who they felt they looked the most like, and one said my sister, she's gonna hate me, and then one said, who do you look like most in your family, and she said My dad.
My dad, yeah. I
that
love
was
that.
good.
Yeah.
That was heaven. There was a lot of good humour. There was a lot of heart in this episode.
For sure. And you can see that on TV, but like in the experience, I can only imagine kind of how emotional it would have been.
Absolutely. And look, then we come down to, coming back to the runway, picking the final two, the bottom two.
Yeah.
We have Maxie, we have Scarlett.
No.
I don't know if it would have been the bottom two I would have picked.
Yeah. Who would you have picked?
I think definitely Electra should have been there.
Yeah.
And I almost think Art should have been there again. I kind of think Art should have been there.
Yeah.
I didn't think Maxie's was certainly the worst, but obviously it was Michelle going on about she should have glamour. The first time you do drag, you should feel fabulous.
Yeah.
And maybe not in a big sort of camp ball
I thought that was
towel, but
fabulous.
I kind of loved that
Yeah.
too. That was the thing.
Yeah.
And to not be able to do padding and everything maybe necessarily for her partner. Look, that was who it was though. The song, the lip sync, of course, was Kylie Minogue's Better the Devil You Know. And I thought when the first chords of that started, I just went,
You were up.
Maxie, Maxie, you're going to be fucked. Because
Why?
Because I felt like Scarlett was dressed in basically a costume you would do.
Yeah.
She's in a red corset
Yeah.
with boots and gauntlets. And I was like...
I know.
well, Kylie's worn this.
But then I was like, Maxie, where's your mic?
I know.
The mic whip out didn't happen.
No, but I almost hoped that she'd just drop that dress off and there'd be something fabulous underneath.
Yeah, totally.
But Scarlett did a great job with it. I think that, she really nailed performing it.
She's a fabulous performer.
She's a fabulous performer, as was Maxie. Maxie got a bad edit on the song. It was all so much about Scarlett that we didn't sort of get a lot of Maxie.
Don't you find that it's usually the camera's on the person the most who's going to stay?
Yeah.
So you kind of know
Absolutely.
beforehand.
Yeah, but look, Scarlett, I think it was one of those moments where she was wearing the right thing and ended up with the right number, and it just sort of felt like, well, she looked great. She did the little devil horns at the beginning of the number. She performed it really well. So did Maxie. But this time, of course, it wasn't. It was time for Maxie to go.
I know, which was very sad. Very sad.
Very sad. But we are coming down now. As I said, it's the final 5. Who's your tip to win, Jack?
Shit. My tips have gone.
Yeah, I know, but of who's left?
Oh, okay.
Who do you think's going to take it out?
I think potentially Art could.
Right.
She's not who I want to.
Yep.
Not that I don't want her to, but that's going to be my tip.
Right.
It might be a bit controversial that she left and then came back. Maybe that wouldn't happen then. I don't know.
Yeah, I think it'll be interesting. I don't know at this point. I think Karen's had a sort of average couple of episodes. Maybe it'll be Keita. Maybe it'll be Keita in the end.
Yeah.
Maybe something fabulous. She'll pull something. She's great on a
Hope
runway. So who knows?
So you think Keita?
I don't know. I think maybe it's possible.
Yeah.
I think it might be. Who knows?
She's
Could
very,
be one of the Melbourne
very
girls.
infectious.
Could be one of the
As
Melbourne
in, like,
girls.
her personality is very...
I'm more curious about who's going to go home next week. Do we think it's going to be... I don't think it's going to be the 3 that we've just said. I think it's going to be Electra or Scarlett will go home next week.
I hope it's Electra.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
Thank you,
Sorry,
Jack
Electra. I love you,
Vidgen.
Electra. I don't mean anything by that.
Thank you so much, Jack, for being here as our
Of course.
celebrity drag hag. You're amazing.
Oh,
and your
you're
new
amazing.
single is out. And we
It
can see
is.
you perform tonight at Puffdorf.
You can.
And you'll be there and singing your brand new song.
I will be. I'm dancing for the first time, like doing choreography for the first time. Hopefully I don't fucking fall off the stage.
You're
and
doing the
break a
choreo
foot.
challenge. And if you'd like to see Jack Vidgen do the choreography challenge, go along tonight to Ivy. Thank you so
Thank you, my
much,
love.
Jack Vidgen.
Drag hag, you're a drag hag.
It is so exciting yet disappointing to have the amazing Maxie Shield, this week's eliminated queen. Welcome, Maxine.
Hi, Trev, how are you?
I'm good, darling.
I know, it is, you know what? I went into this competition to learn as much as I could and do as best as I could. And you know what? You just never know. I could have come out the first. I could have come out with the crown. I'm happy either way.
Yeah.
You know, I represented the big old birds and, you know, the seasoned chooks. We love a seasoned chook.
chooks.
Especially if they're cheap.
Absolutely. Well, I mean, you have been doing drag. I think when I started, and that was 20-something years ago, you'd already been around a couple of years.
Oh, you're such a bitch, Trevor. Yes.
No, but
Yes,
that's-
yeah.
But because you were in, this is what I quite loved. I wanted to talk about this. You were in the Olympics closing ceremony. You were one of the drag queens that we saw in the closing ceremony, and Vanessa Amorosi sang Absolutely Everybody at the closing ceremony. So was that like a full circle moment for you?
It was, yeah. It was like, it was, yeah. The closing ceremony was so crazy. Like,
Yes.
I was sort of, I started drag in 97.
Yeah.
So year 2000, you know, just to be a part of that with legends like Cindy Pastel, Vanessa Amorosi, Claire Varushka,
Yeah.
Portia, you know,
Yeah.
all these incredible...
Vanessa Wagner, I think you mentioned that.
Did I say
you say
Amorosi?
Amorosi?
Oh, she was there. No way.
She
no,
was
that
there.
is oh, shit. I'll cut that, edit it. It'll be fun. It's a chopping work. But even just to be that, I was like, shit. Like,
Yeah.
is this my career? Is this the trajectory that I'm on? Because, you know, it was one of the biggest things in the world.
It was incredible.
It was absolutely incredible.
And it was a really incredible moment for drag to be featured in that, because I don't think any other closing ceremony in the world would ever have had, you know, 50 drag queens in their parade as like an iconic thing about Australia.
And it was, all I remember is, like, we were supposed to do a rehearsal, but then the marathon runner had world broken records and was coming into the stadium quicker than anyone thought it was possible. So we didn't get to rehearse. So we were like, literally, the bus was at the, as we walked onto the track, and as the bus turned, the sound, as they saw the Priscilla bus, it hit you like a wall. And I was like, I started to tear up. I thought, oh my God, this is like the world seeing Australian drag. It's
Yeah.
just so crazy. And then I think I saw Kieran Perkins in the audience. I was like, oh, right, he puts his face on his milk. It's fine. Old references. Google check that. Google it.
Yeah. Now, darling, how did you have a good time on the show?
It was incredible. It was. I was saying this to someone recently. It's like when you make a toasted tomato and cheese jaffle.
Yeah.
The toasted, and you bite into it and it burns your mouth, but it's so delicious that you keep eating it.
Yeah.
It's exactly like that.
Right.
It was hard, it was stressful, it was crazy, it was exciting, it was fun, it was amazing. It was all those things wrapped up into the most craziest schedule you've ever been on in your life.
Yeah, wow. And that all happened so fast. We all know that it's done so quickly, the series. And so it must have been a real whirlwind to be having to do so many things in such a short space of time.
It's just, and it was literally, you finished the runway,
Yep.
and then the next day you start thinking about the next day straight away.
Yeah.
Okay, what's the next lip sync song? Which ones am I supposed to learn? Hold on, what are we going to have? And a lot of things were just sprung on us as well. Like, we might be reading today, so get your reads ready. Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Or even we saw on episode 2, Snatch Game. And all those reactions were real. We were like, and there was no, it might be Snatch Game tomorrow. It was, RuPaul said, it's Snatch Game.
That's it. You have to do it. It's wild. So you were a fabulous Lynn Postlethwaite, Magda Szubanski. Were you thrilled with sort of you looked amazing. How did you feel about how you came across? Were you disappointed with your Snatch Game? Were you happy with it?
My critiques were, I was Magda.
Yeah.
And I've been such a fan of Magda's for many years, many years. So that was actually a positive critique for me.
Yes.
And I did get, there's a cutting room floor. We do need to remember that, 2 days goes into an hour episode.
Yep.
So things are edited out. And, I said love, I said pet. Of course I said that. Of course, it was the first things out of my mouth. I adapted it so that it was RuPaul. I said Ru, I said Paul, I said Ru, I said Michelle. All that sort of stuff. But, it just didn't make the cut. But to be Magda in an impersonation challenge, although it may not have, went across to the Americans as well as it should have, I was very happy.
Yeah.
I was so happy. And a lot of the girls brought in photos of who they were impersonating, and they were doing their makeup
Based on the pictures, yeah.
I didn't know that we were allowed to do that. So I did that from memory.
Yeah, wow. And you looked amazing. I mean, it was phenomenal.
Too cam, wasn't it?
I know, it was the exact. And who was going to be your backup?
It was Mrs. Slocum.
Oh. So, and then we got a bit of Mrs. Slocum.
A little bit
later in your commercial.
Yeah. I really wanted to do not an American.
Yes.
I wanted to show like a character or a performer that was either Australian or someone that I grew up with, and we used to watch Are You Being Served all the time.
Of course.
So, I tried to maybe have those, but it was definitely Magda all the way.
Yeah. Oh, well, it was absolutely brilliant. And you had some really iconic looks, I think, on the runway, Maxie. You did so many amazing runways over the weeks. How did you get all of that together, and was any of it from your wardrobe? Was any of it stuff you had, or was it just this was a real, you had to have everything built?
There was a couple of pieces that I already had. I worked with Dallas Delaforce, Kirsten Damned,
Yep.
And Shane Dunn
Yep.
to do stuff. I just tried to, it was very stressful. We had such a limited time to put things together.
Yep.
As well as I wanted to think outside the box. So I wanted to show stuff that, I'm 47.
Yeah.
So I didn't want to come out as a teeny bopper because I'm not a teeny bopper.
Yeah.
I wanted my older seasoned chook eye to be on my runways.
Yeah.
And that's why I became the chaperone of the
bride.
of the prom.
Yeah.
Because that we grew up with those girls.
Yeah.
The mums that turned up and said, "Come on, don't tell your daddy's a drink."
Yeah.
That sort of stuff. We grew up with that. And I just wanted to show that to the world that, hold on, it doesn't have to be teeny bopper, Britney, although it's fabulous. Britney's fabulous, but...
Yeah. Let's talk about your two lip syncs. Obviously, the iconic Absolutely Everybody against Etc. And then you got to do Better the Devil You Know against Scarlett. So two iconic Aussie songs, which I'm really thrilled that you got to do. How did you feel doing those performances?
Well, against Etc. Etc.'s 22 and fabulous. She's just so fabulous. And I thought, I'm going to have to pull something out. She's incredible. For me to, go up against her. But at the same time, I think we both entered the lip sync as we were both different generations, and we were going to show the world that two different generations, how they interpreted the song.
Yeah.
So, she was younger, but I was older, and we both, I rewatched it a couple of times, and we're both gleaming.
Yeah.
We're just having so much fun. And it could have been anyone, really.
Yeah.
But then it came to Better the Devil You Know with Scarlett, who's a seasoned burlesque performer.
Yeah.
And I thought, you know what, she's got some twists and turns. She's got some tricks. And I just sort of tackled it as, I love Kylie. I love the song. I remember watching her at Sleazeball do the song.
Yeah, wow.
I'm just going to do it as though I'm at the Oxford or Stonewall or Universal. I'm just going to perform it how I would normally perform it and try and have as much fun as I can. And I hope everyone saw that.
Yeah, I think we definitely saw that, and the fact that you obviously love being up there and performing, and we've seen you obviously I think this is the thing about Sydney Drag especially, is that we've always done production shows, we've always done spot numbers, so you always seemed at home. Anytime there was a performance aspect to the show, you always seemed very at home.
Yeah, and it's fun, isn't
Yeah.
it? It's just so much fun.
And look, I think you've come across so well throughout the entire season. So I think are you thrilled with how it's gone?
Yeah,
for
it's
you?
been amazing. It's like it's very surreal to watch it on TV, isn't it?
Yeah.
And seeing people that you know, and you're just like, oh my god, that was me, and seeing bits, you're like, shit, I can't even remember saying that. But it's great. I'm so glad that they're seeing Australian and New Zealand drag. It's amazing.
Yeah, it really is. It's fabulous. Now, Maxie, I've got some quick fire questions for you.
Oh shit.
All right, are you ready? All right. What was your first job?
My first job, I worked at Kmart down in Nowra, and I worked with a fabulous Indigenous performer, Nana Miss Curry.
Oh, I know Nana.
We worked together in the toy section. Can you believe when Ninja Turtles came out?
Maxine Morin Shield and Nana Miss Curry. How brilliant. What is your most used emoji on your phone?
Oh, goodness. I think that at the moment, the heart emoji, because we're getting so much love from around the world. I've been sending quite a lot of heart emojis. I'm a gift girl now as well.
Right.
There's these great meerkats that kiss each other. I've been sending those. They're so cute.
Have you had a mainly positive response from people? Have you had any hate online?
Well, this is when they kept asking me on the show, is your experience going to help you? And I don't think it helped me on the show. I wanted to learn as much as I could. But out in the real world, it's helped me.
Yes.
Because people, as soon as there's anyone the slightest bit of hate, I block the bitch.
Yeah.
Block. And even if someone's hating one of my sisters, block.
Yep.
So I think that's really helped me. Not mostly positive.
Great. Board games or video games?
Oh God. Okay. Maybe none. Maybe is Uber Eats on it? Uber Eats.
Uber Eats.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Oh, that's sort of a video game. Yeah.
Window or aisle seat?
I like the window aisle. Window aisle. Oh shit. I like the window because I go to sleep, and if I'm on the aisle, I snort.
Right.
So when I'm on the window, I'm like, but this sort of.
All right. Kitten heel or wedge?
Maybe kitten heel. I'm not up to kitten heel or wedge yet. I'm still on my clears.
You still are. You're doing
and
very
I
well.
wore wedges once at Fair Day, and I kept falling over. So probably kitten heel.
What's your spirit animal?
My spirit animal. I don't think I've got one. Maybe my fabulous person would be Monique Kelly. She's
Monique Kelly's your spirit animal.
my
I like
spirit
that.
animal. Yeah, I just love her comic timing, her no apologies, and her just fabulous. And she loves the illusion.
She does, and
Yeah.
she's incredible, legendary drag performer here in Sydney.
Yeah.
The fabulous Monique Kelly. We love you, Mon, if you're listening. What's your favourite swear word?
Oh, fuckity fuck. That's been said quite a bit. Usually to my partner as well. What the fuck is going on? Fuckity fuck.
Glitter or rhinestones?
If you would have asked me that after I got out of quarantine, I would have said glitter because I rhinestoned to buggery absolutely everything. But, glitter's always good, isn't it? It hides so much good, the bad shit.
It hides all the stuff you don't want anyone to see. Are you on time or are you always late?
Always on time.
Yep, you're always on time.
I'm always
here.
on time.
And podcasts or books?
I used to be books. Can I say audiobooks now?
Audiobooks?
Because I've
yes.
started listening to audiobooks when I'm getting ready,
Oh, fabulous.
which is fabulous, yes.
Yeah, oh, that's good. Now, Maxine, you are a legend. We can see you across Sydney. Where are you performing at the moment?
On Tuesdays, I'm at the Olympic Hotel, which is in Paddington. Wednesdays, I'm at the King's Cross Hotel, so they're both trivias. I've got a great show here at the Oxford on Friday nights with Tora Hyman, 2 bloke girls. And then Saturday with Coco Jumbo, Carmen with 3 in the Pink here at the Oxford.
Yeah, it's fantastic. Well, there's a million places we can see you. I can't wait to see what you do next. I hope you get to tour the country, get seen by everybody, and I'm just so thrilled with your journey on the show.
Oh, thanks, Trev.
I love you. Maxie Shield, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks for listening. Please make sure you like, you comment, you give us 5 stars, you give us 1 star, however many you'd love to give us. But please give us some love on iTunes, YouTube, and all good podcast platforms. Next week, we'll be back with our recap of episode 7 at 5 o'clock on Saturday.
Drag Hag.
Thanks for watching my channel. If you'd like to see any more videos, just look here. And don't forget to like and subscribe.